Hey, what is going on, everybody? This is crazy. We are back. We have not dropped a podcast episode since 2021, November of 2021. That's crazy. But I'm here to tell you, the Life Podcast is officially back. We back, baby. That's what I'm going to say. And I am so excited. Today, we're going to be talking about how I'm coming into the new year and how I think you should come into the new year as well. And like I said, it's 2023. I can't believe it. So let me catch you up in my life before we even get back to this podcast episode. If you're just joining, my name is Austin, and I am the host of this podcast. I created it. I make it. I'm the editor. I'm the production man. Like, this is my podcast, all right? I don't got a big team. It's just me. Anyway, I got a wife. I got two kids, Ellie and Luca. My wife's name is Mackenzie. If you're listening to this episode, you probably already know that. But man, this year for the Life Podcast, we are locking back in, and we are coming at you with more content than ever. I keep saying we, but it's actually just me. So that's exciting. Just me. That means I got a lot of work, but I'm excited to be bringing you some content, be sharing my thoughts with you. And I just want to say thank you for listening to this episode. So what can you expect this year, 2023, in the Life Podcast? Number one, my main goal here is to help you live the life, get it? The life, like the podcast, to help you live the life that God has for you. We're going to talk about a wide range of topics, anything from Christianity in the workplace, to culture, to theology, and so many more topics. We're going to talk about everything, but really my goal is to make the Bible applicable to every aspect of your life. When you go to the store, the Bible has something to say about how you should live. I want to equip you to walk out your faith in everyday circumstances. Okay, that's really my goal, and I think that's what we're going to do. So today, this is just going to be kind of a shorter episode to get the ball rolling again with the podcast. I want to briefly talk about how I'm coming into 2023. Man, 2023, can you believe it? I don't believe it. So here's how I'm coming into 2023. Number one, I'm coming in with expectation. I'm coming into 2023 with expectation. I am getting my hopes up in 2023. I don't know about you, but the last couple of years, and I'm sure a lot of people you hear talk about it, have just not been great. I think that people have developed this attitude and this idea that things are going to go wrong eventually, that something bad is eventually going to happen. And can I be honest with you? I am guilty of this. Let me just share an example with you. Just last year in our church, we had this season. It started with the death of a close friend of ours, a man who was really involved in our church. It was an unexpected death, and that was really, really hard for my family, for our church family. And then there were some other things that happened right after that. And then our son had to undergo the surgery. It wasn't a major surgery, but still, it just felt like everything was going wrong. And I developed this attitude, and I kept thinking this thought: it's only a matter of time before the next thing happens. It's only a matter of time before my family member dies. It's only a matter of time before this bad thing happens to me. Like, I had all these bad thoughts going through my mind, but I'm deciding in 2023 that I'm going to get my hopes up. I believe the Bible teaches us to get our hopes up, to expect God to be good like he says he's going to be good. Bad things and bad circumstances may come, but God is still God, and God is still good. So what am I expecting if I'm going to come into 2023 with expectation? What am I expecting? Number one, I'm expecting to grow. Mostly I'm expecting to grow physically. I'm 5'7", and I think that I need to be taller. So hopefully, even though I'm 24, I'm still growing. I think it's possible. But I'm expecting to grow in 2023. And growth doesn't happen on accident. That's why I'm expecting it in my life. I've already decided that by 2024, I will have learned from 2023. I will have grown. I will read things. I will expect that God is working on the inside of me and shaping me and molding me to be who he is calling me to be. So I'm expecting that in 2023. And also, I'm just expecting God to show up in my life. Let me ask you this question. Have you ever been like, have you ever bought a new car and you've been looking for new cars, and all of a sudden, or well, let's say it like this. You have this idea. Let's say you want to buy a Toyota Corolla. That's what I drive. And as soon as you decide that you're going to buy a Toyota Corolla, all of a sudden you start seeing Toyota Corollas everywhere. It's like everywhere you turn, there's another Toyota Corolla. Because when you're looking for a Toyota Corolla and when you're thinking about a Toyota Corolla, you begin to see them. Does that mean there's more of them than there ever has been before? No, but it's because you are now seeking and looking for that thing. My friend Clayton, he just bought a Bronco a few months ago, a Ford Bronco. And after he bought it, I started seeing Broncos everywhere. Not because the town where I live, people all of a sudden started buying more of them. It's because I've been looking for them and it's been brought to my awareness that this car even exists. So I begin to see them more and more. And it's the same with God. If you're expecting and looking for God to move, you are going to see his fingerprints all around you. You need to believe that he's going to show up in your life. You need to believe that he's going to show up in that relationship that's broken. You need to believe that he's going to show up in this illness, in this circumstance that you've been dealing with for years now. It's time that you get your expectations up, and it's time that you get your hopes up. Because I believe in 2023, we need to come in with expectation that God is going to do what only he can do. And that's how I'm coming in 2023. That's one way I'm coming in 2023, with expectation. Number two, I'm coming into 2023 with a plan. I'm coming in with a plan. There's a classic saying, and it was plastered all over the walls at my elementary school, and it says this: if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I talked about this on a past podcast episode, but that was like a year ago. So I remember growing up, my mom, we called her the vacation Nazi, and maybe not a great term to use nowadays, but that's what we called her, because when we went on vacation, she had everything planned down to a T. She was like, 7:05, we're going to do this. 7:15, we're getting in the car. 7:17, we're stopping to get coffee. Like, she had everything down to a T. And there's pros and cons to that, but the pro to this way of doing vacation was that we would go to a place we've never been before, and we would be able to experience as many things as we could possibly experience because my mom had everything planned out. Now, on the flip side of that, this is how my wife's family does vacation, and nothing against my wife's family. I love them. But I went on vacation with them when my wife and I think we're actually still dating. And on this vacation, they would wake up every morning, they would look at each other, and they would say, so what are we going to do today? And I would look at my girlfriend, my wife, and my girlfriend at the time. I'd look at her and be like, why is everybody asking what we're going to go do? Like, is it not already planned out? Like, I thought there'd be a schedule. Like, how come I didn't get an itinerary when I woke up? But like, on that vacation, I started to make all the shots, all the calls. Like, I was like, hey, we're going to go do this, then we're going to go do this, because I wanted to not waste my time on vacation. When you don't have a plan on vacation, you're not going to be able to see the things you want to see. Some things might require a reservation. Some things might require you to plan ahead. So what I'm saying is, in 2023, I have a plan because I want to succeed. If you don't have a plan going into 2023, and I'm not saying that every day's got to be mapped out. I'm not saying that you need to be like, here's step 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to execute this year. But what I'm saying is, there are certain things in your life that if you want to achieve and accomplish, you have to have a plan. Not just a dream, not just a vision, but a plan. Does that make sense? So what's my plan? My plan, number one, there's a few things that I'm going to do consistently throughout the year that I think are going to help me grow spiritually. One thing I'm going to do and I'm planning to do is I'm going to fast at least once a month. I might fast for one day a month. I might fast for a few days a month. But my plan right now, because I want to seek God and I want to get closer to him and I want to do what he asked me to do, is I'm going to fast once a month for the year of 2023. And maybe that'll carry on into other years. I don't know. But that's my plan right now, because I can say that I want to develop a deeper relationship with God, but unless I act, unless I have a plan to change that, then nothing's going to happen. So right now I'm making a plan that I am going to do this specific thing. I'm going to fast once a month. I have a daily routine that I follow. Maybe you don't have a daily routine. 2023 is a great year to get a routine started. Now, I have 2 kids, so I can understand how hard it is to have an actual routine with the craziness of life and kids and a spouse and work and all the other things that you have going on. I can totally understand that. But there are some things that I think that need to be consistent. you need to be consistently reading your Bible. You need to consistently be in prayer. One thing that I do consistently is I go to the gym consistently. Like there are certain things I need to spend time with my wife consistently if I want my relationship to flourish and to grow. Flourish? I said that weird, but you know what I mean. There are certain things that we need to plan to do consistently. Now, again, let me just remind you this, that a plan is good, but it only means something if you execute the plan. Like we can plan all day, but unless you actually have the discipline to carry out the plan is pointless. The plan means nothing. It's just vanity. It's just talk. Like we need to be people who have a plan, but can also execute the plan. Does that make sense? So I hope that you're going to come into 2023 not only with a plan, but with a discipline to execute the plan. Another plan that I'm coming in 2023 with is my wife and I are planning to create some more streams of income for our family. So we're looking into different business opportunities. We're doing some research and we're talking to certain people because we want to set ourselves up for financial success in 2023. So we're planning that out. We're not just going to wake up one day and be closer to God. We're not just going to wake up one day and be richer. We're not just going to more rich. We're not going to wake up one day and our relationship's going to be perfect. Like we are planning to make these things happen. And that's how I'm coming into 2023, with expectation and with a plan. And lastly, and I'll make this one short, I'm coming into 2023, and I've already kind of touched on it, with a good attitude. Man, my mom used to say, attitude is everything. And when I was young, I didn't really want to hear that. I wanted to have a bad attitude. I wanted to be mad about things. I wanted to, have the victim mentality and have all this, woe is me kind of thing going on. But attitude really is everything. And I already briefly mentioned this, but a good attitude or a bad attitude will determine how your 2023 goes. Because here's the deal. In 2023, there are going to be some things that happen to you. There's going to be good things that happen to you, and there's going to be bad things that happen to you. People are going to mistreat you. They're going to hurt you. They're going to lie to you. There might be some bad circumstances at work. You might lose some money. You might gain some new friends. You might find a really amazing job. Whatever the case may be, good or bad, your attitude will determine your response to that situation. Your attitude will determine your lens that you see that situation through. Because even a bad opportunity with a good attitude can be an opportunity that's good. Does that make sense? I think sometimes we see bad things and we're like, God, why would this happen to me? But God can use all things. Romans 8:28 says God works all things together for the good. Maybe not the good that we think needs to happen, because God's definition of good looks a little bit different than ours does most days, I think. But that's how God works. So I'm coming into 2023 with expectation, with a plan, and with a good attitude. Man, if you can come into 2023 with those three things, I really think that your year could shift. The trajectory of it could change. And it's never too late to start these things. Maybe you're listening to this and it's June of 2023 and you're like, wow, this year has sucked so far. I encourage you, make a plan. I encourage you to start expecting God to do things in your life. I encourage you to change your attitude, which that might be the hardest one of all three, having a good attitude. So guys, this is the first episode back since 2021. I am so excited for where the Life Podcast is going. Make sure, if you have not yet, leave a review, leave us a rating. Go follow me on Instagram, TikTok, wherever you want to follow me and get your content. I'm on YouTube. All the links are in the description, so check them out. But thank you guys so much. We will be back weekly on Tuesdays with a new podcast episode. All right, every single week, every Tuesday morning, a new podcast episode will be coming your way. So, the Life Podcast fam, I will see you guys next week.